Hi everyone. So I was emailed a series of questions from a YouTube subscriber whose name I don't remember right now, but they asked me what's one of my most embarrassing moments, and yeah. Well, so one thing immediately came to mind, but I can't tell you my most embarrassing moment in life because first of all, it's for 18 or older, so you could probably guess the subject matter. And it's so embarrassing and so like I can't tell you it. Like, I think maybe a handful of my friends know about this incident. Like, it's so bad. Like, no, I'm not going to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you some other embarrassing moments. Okay, so one of my embarrassing moments or things about me is that I have an overactive imagination. Like, sometimes it goes places that isn't logical. For example, more times than it should have happened, I've gotten into an elevator. Say I'm on the 30th floor and I would need to go to the first floor, and I'm standing on the elevator and I'm like, oh wow, this is taking a while to get down to the first floor. I mean, wow, this is really slow. Wow, this is really slow. Oh my God, I'm stuck on the elevator. I am stuck on this elevator and I'm gonna die and they'll never even know. And then after a moment, I look over at the buttons and I realize, oh, I never even pushed the button. It's so stupid. And I guess it's embarrassing because some people, when, say the elevator isn't moving, their first thought is, oh, did I push the button? That's like, I don't think that until the last thing. And I do that, I do that sometimes. I remember one time I was getting off a train in New York and I was at the very end of the train, so it let us out at the end of the platform. So there was this ladder going up, and so when I got off the train, because I'm at the back, it means to exit, I probably would need to walk up the platform a little bit to go up the stairs. Well, so, I get off the train and I see this door over here and I see this ladder and I have no clue why. But my first thought was like, we have to go up the ladder to get out. And then afterwards I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm at the end of the train. I need to walk up the platform some more and there will be stairs. It's just not logical. Okay, one other example of how sometimes I just jump to the wrong conclusion. We had this Halloween party at my job and everyone was dressed up, and there was a guy who came and had this full mask on. So, he's walking around the office, and I don't know what he was, like what character of a movie, but you didn't know who it was. So he's walking around the office and he's like, and everyone's like, who is this? And for some reason, again, my mind goes to some weird place. I'm thinking, oh, you know why he's not telling us who he is? It's because it's a crazy person who got past security and they've come up here and they're probably going to murder us, and we won't even realize it because we're too busy thinking it's a funny Halloween joke. I don't know why I thought that. It ended up just being one of the guys from our job. Okay, another thing is I swallow my gum. I know I shouldn't, and as much as I'm about health and things like that, yeah, I swallow my gum. Shh. Okay, I know maybe some people will feel the same way as I do, and other people will just be like, Sheena, you need to grow up and get over it. But for the longest time, I used to be embarrassed to buy feminine products. I would only use tampons at the time, but I would be embarrassed to buy them from a male clerk. Like if I was at a Target or any kind of store, I would get them and I'd kind of hide them, and I would go up to the cashier. And if there was a guy and no one was in line, but then there was a girl, even if she had the longest line in the world, I would get in her line. For some reason, I could not buy tampons from a guy. I don't know. I just felt weird about it. I don't want him to know that my vagina's bleeding, which is gross. I know. See, even say that, I don't know. That embarrasses me. So then I started buying them off of like drugstore.com and stuff. Then I wouldn't even have to deal with it. Even though you shouldn't feel embarrassed. It's the everyday occurrence. It happens to women every month. Get over it. But I just couldn't. But now I don't have to even worry about that because I use a different thing now. I use this thing called Instead Soft Cup. Here's another bad thing. Sometimes I sleep in my contacts. It is so bad for my health. Like it's, you know, it's completely bad for my health. And sometimes I sleep in my contacts. And it used to be worse. Like sometimes I would sleep in them for weeks at a time without ever taking them out. And some people are like, but don't you feel it in your eye? No, I don't feel nothing. Like it's just pure laziness. And it's very embarrassing. And when I tell the eye doctor this, I feel like a 5-year-old and they reprimand me. And I know. Shh. Don't judge me. I just do it. And not as much anymore. You know how some people could eat like a whole gallon of ice cream? Yeah, I could eat a whole box of popsicles like in one sitting. I could probably down them in 2 hours. I love popsicles. They're amazing. And I don't care what anybody says. And whether they're healthy and 100% juice or like the artificial flavor kind, I don't care. Wait. It's supposed to be about stuff I'm embarrassed about, and I'm kind of proud of it. Like I really don't even care. But okay, here's another embarrassing thing. I saw the movie Honey more than once. Alright, so I graduated high school early. I was homeschooled, and I went to college at 16 years old. And there was a movie I wanted to see, but it was R-rated or NC-17 or I don't know. And I couldn't get in because I was 16 years old. So I remember a friend of mine, like he knew someone who made fake IDs. And I was like, hey, how much do I have to pay because I want to get a fake ID? And he's like, okay. And I don't know how he found out, but he comes to me a few days later and he was like, Sheena, you remember when you asked me for a fake ID? I was like, yeah, can I get one? He was like, I was thinking you wanted, a fake ID that would make you the age 21. I had no clue you were trying to get a fake ID just so you could pass as an 18-year-old. And I was like, I know, I want to get into this movie. I'm not even trying to get into a club. I'm trying to get into a movie. He made fun of me for like months on end about that. So I'm in my communication criticism class, or maybe it was a research or theory class, I don't know, my senior year of college. And this class is small. It's like 7 of us in the classroom, and we're just sitting at a table, and even the professor's sitting at the table, all of us like at this big square thing, and he's talking, right? And there was this guy in the class that I kind of had a crush on, and I'd been flirting with, and we'd flirt in class, just like eye contact, that kind of stuff. So in this class, we're making googly eyes at each other, and I'm like looking at him like this, and I'd go back to my notes and whatever. So then I was writing, right? Well, actually, there were 2 different incidents that happened, but I'm only going to tell you about the one. So then, like, I'm sitting there, and I'm all like, like, I can't even be serious about this, because I know what happened next. But I'm doing like this, and trying to be real cute, right? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But somehow from doing this, right, like the pen popped and hit me in the eye. This was all in a matter of seconds. The pen hits me in the eye and it makes my contact fall out, right? We're in a class, it's only 8 of us, 7 students and the professor, and I'm like, ow, and my contact like falls down, and I was like, oh my god. So of course I disrupt the class, and the professor's like, what's going on with you, Sheena? What's happening? And the guy turns red because he's embarrassed for me, and I'm like sitting there like, nothing, my contact just fell out. That's what I get for trying to flirt. Okay, here's another one. I have a couple of different embarrassing moments involving guys, I guess. But this one, so I remember in college again, I had a crush on this guy, but I didn't want to tell him. Like, I wanted to just be friends because I didn't want to ruin the friendship. But I have this thing where, like, if I'm sitting at my computer and I'm getting ready to send you an email, next thing I know, I'm pouring out my heart to you in the email. Like, I love you, but I know that you don't love me back. And I don't know what I was in college, just an emotional wreck, I guess. And I knew that if I sent him an email, I was going to say something I didn't want to say. And so to keep me from doing that, I like wrote in like a Sharpie on a note and taped it at the top of my computer screen, and it said, "Do not email the guy's name." I'll say Tom. "Do not email Tom!" Exclamation point. And I kept it there. And it was a good reminder. Like, whenever I go to my email and I'm like emailing my mom or someone, and I'm like, nope, can't email them. Yeah, okay, if you're going to have a sign like that, when you invite that person over to your house, then you should probably take that sign down so that they won't see it and then be like, why can't you email me? Because I'm not a great liar. And I was like, what happened was, okay, speaking of men, so after I graduated college, I kind of used to be a serial dater. I just dated a lot of different men, and it was like a variety. You know, some guys you just like spending time with. So maybe I would just go to the movies with this one guy. Like, we had similar taste in movies. But then another guy, maybe I really enjoyed his conversations. So me and him may go on a lot of dates to like coffee houses and tea shops where we could like sit down and talk. And I remember this other guy who was really into art. So we'd go to art exhibits and theater shows together. Another guy who was a great dancer, so we just go dancing together. So I had these different guys I do different things with, and none of them, you know, thought that I was exclusive with them. It was all just dating, no committed relationships. Yeah, so then I had this huge birthday bash when I turned 22, and I forgot that I invited all of them. Like, I was sitting at my party with one of my good friends, and we're like, you know, as people are walking in, I was like, oh yeah, you know, we're on a balcony part, and I was like, that's so-and-so, I know her from my job, or this girl, I grew up with her. And I'm like, and that guy, remember the guy I was talking about who I've been dating? That's him. And like 5 minutes later, I was like, remember the guy I told you I was dating? Yeah, that's him. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh God, I invited them all. Okay, again, speaking of men, because apparently I have a lot of embarrassing moments with them. The same friend who I told about who was there when I realized I had the different men at the birthday party, we were driving one day in Chicago, and we were at a red light, and there was this guy standing there waiting for the red light to turn green as well. He had on his shorts and no shirt on, like he was jogging. And he, oh my goodness, like his body was like the body of a Greek god, like chiseled, every little bit, like just so beautiful. And I was just like overwhelmed. I mean, I'm the type of person who, if I think you're attractive, whether you're a woman or a man, I'll stop you and be like, oh, you have a beautiful smile, or I love your hair, or whatever. So I'm already vocal, right? But I was just like on psycho that moment. And he passes, he's standing there, you know, waiting for the light to turn too. And I like turned, and I was just playing, right? Well, kind of ish, I don't know. But I turned to the window and I was like, hello to your body. Like, I did this. And he turns and looks at me and gave me like this look of like disgust and like because he knew I was talking to him as if he were a piece of meat. Like, I was objectifying him. And then I freak out because I thought the window was rolled up. Like, I forgot I'd rolled the window down. I'm like, and I turned to my friend. I was like, oh my God, like he just heard me and saw me. Go, go. And she's like, Sheena, the light is red. I can't go. Then turn, like make a right turn. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And he hears me saying this stuff too, because again, I still haven't rolled up the window. And he just starts smiling and laughing. But I can't believe I did that. Like sound effects and everything. I was like, I I do weird things sometimes. I don't know. Okay, here's another thing, but you cannot tell anyone. But one time, I was in California visiting my friend, and we had driven like over an hour, and because we were going to like the beach, Santa Monica Beach, and then we got there, and I really had to use the bathroom, but there weren't any bathrooms, so I peed in the ocean. I can't believe I did that. Like.